Scenes of violence in cinemas are being removed, but cheap books coming into market as comics contain spy stories with scenes of violence. When read by young children, these lead them often to assume themselves as heroes in books and start quarreling in their houses. This habit is carried to schools and colleges as these stories make a deep impression on young minds. It is time that these books are banned. Draft letter to Minister for Education to bring forth a suitable legislation. Though there is a distinct fall in prices of several commodities, tailoring charges alone remain as before. Charges fixed for terrain and terry cotton when compared to cotton dresses are fabulous. Tailors plead that while affording to buy costlier cloth, people should not hesitate paying something more to tailors. Though extra work and use of special stitching material necessitates higher charges, they are not commensurate with work involved. There is every need to fix tailors' rates also. Draft letter to the editor of a daily drawing attention of authorities to this omission. With increasing population and production of food grains lagging behind, family planning is a must. Religious superstitions are likely to offer resistance. The educated and well to do are already convinced and are curbing the number of their children. Middle class, a more religious minded section, follows the word of religious leaders. Much responsibility rests on these religious leaders who should keep calm rather than create controversies. Government policy has to be accepted with grace in overall context of population explosion. Draft appeal to religious leaders on these lines. Interview system for admission to professional colleges is being abolished and there is no reason why selections cannot be finalized much earlier and avoid much inconvenience to students and parents. Students who have applied for professional colleges may also apply to other courses in arts colleges and pay tuition fees, hostel fees, etc. These are not refundable when they leave colleges if selected for professional colleges. Government are therefore considering to order that the last date for payment of tuition fees to arts colleges is at least 5 days after publication of selection lists for professional colleges. Frame a question as asked by Sri Rama Rao and answered by the Education Minister in the Legislative Council. Government of India have ordered moratorium on recovery of debts for rural poor and are thinking of taking suitable action to extend it to laborers in select industries in urban areas where money lenders are equally active in exploiting weaker sections. Government being the single largest employer should also consider extending a moratorium on debts to the employees who are groaning under weight of rising prices leading to inefficiency and corruption. If moratorium on debts of government employees is accepted, it will boost efficiency and morale of employees. Draft representation from Services Association to the Finance Minister. Addressing the special convocation of the Punjab University, the Prime Minister said, I am grateful for the honor which this university has conferred upon me. Whenever one gets an honor, one feels especially humble and undeserving. As the Vice Chancellor said, my schooling and my education were rather extraordinary, but not for the reasons which he gave. If I went from school to school, it was not because my father was in prison or my mother was unwell, but because my father had rather special views on education. He thought it was important that I should study in different parts of the country and get to know different types of people. Therefore, I went to college in Bengal. Of course, the European part of my education was due to my mother's ill health. When I went to Oxford, it seems to me that too much was happening in India for me to be away merely getting a degree. At that time, all my family and some millions of other Indians were in prison. To many of us who were far from the shore of India, it seemed that the most important education was not in an educational institution but in the presence of India. That was the reason why I came back. I think I can truly say that the world was my university, not only because I was in many countries learning in different languages, but because my home was a little world in itself with all the political movement and the guests we had from many countries. Since freedom, we have made great advance in education as in other areas of life. The number of university students has gone up. Yet sometimes one wonders what this education is doing for us. I have admiration for the younger generation in India. I think we are producing a very fine lot of young men and women, and their contribution to this country's future will be great. But when I talk of education here, I am not concerned with this upper layer of the brilliant, but of the vast numbers who are now coming into education. Majority of them come from homes which had little education. There has been what one should call an explosion in education. For the middle classes, education has always been of great social value and something which is considered a must for girls as well as boys. It is only after independence that the other classes have come into the educational field. Education has proved to be a road for advancement for them. There is no doubt that higher education has become a force of equality in our society. But the question has come to be asked more especially among the young people and students themselves whether our present educational system and structure are adequate for the need of the present day India. Many groups and commissions have gone into this question, but no one has come up with a really satisfactory answer. We are producing far too many general graduates who are not trained for any specific job. Instead of making people self reliant, education is actually making them more dependent on government or on industry. So, the feeling is growing that general education must be accompanied by certain specific training. When I say this, I do not mean that education should be confined to vocational education. Basically, education is not what one knows or what one can do, but what one becomes. Nevertheless, in today's world or in any world, young people have to earn their living and education must equip them for it.